Hi everyone, it's Christine Daal with Fashion Angel Warrior. We are doing our Facebook Live inside the Fearless Fashionpreneur Facebook group, and we're also doing it on Instagram at the same time, so you'll see me looking back and forth. We are, just give me a minute here, I'm getting set up on Instagram. Gonna wait for a couple people to join. Hi Jordan, how are you? Nice to see you. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A, so if you have any questions, please type them in the comments below. You can also ask questions whenever you'd like on any social media platform. Just use the hashtag AskFo, and I'll be able to answer your questions on the next Q&A. We'll be doing these live videos every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi everyone on Instagram. How are you? I'm Christine Daal with Fashion Angel Warrior. We're going to get started in just a minute. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to join us. I'm so excited. I love doing these calls with you guys. It's messing up, huh? I wonder why it's messing up. Hopefully the connection will be a little bit better. Jordan, let me know if it's still not working properly, okay? All right, great. So hi everyone, I'm Christine Daal, Fashion Angel Warrior, and you're listening to the Facebook and Instagram Live. So we're gonna be looking back and forth a little bit here at both screens, so don't mind me. I'll try to get all of your comments. If you have any questions, please type them in the bottom comment section so that I can answer your questions. We are doing Q&A live today, and I've got some great questions to go over with you. So let's get started. Also, don't forget to share this video. If you know any fashionpreneurs that would benefit from these videos, definitely share it with them now so they can take advantage of it. Okay, great, awesome. So our first question comes from Gwen, and she asks, why do I need a tagline? So this is a really great question, and I'm so glad that she asked this question because a lot of people get confused with what taglines are and all that stuff, so let's go over it. So first of all, obviously you know you have to have a logo. That's almost a given. Any fashion brand, pretty much any company for that matter, has to have a logo. It's not necessary that you have a tagline, but in my opinion, it's 10 times better if you do have one. A tagline is kind of like that little catchphrase that you'll see at the end of someone's logo or underneath their logo. Sometimes people put it on business cards or they'll use it for advertising purposes. I was just looking at business insurance today, different things, and I was thinking of the State Farm is on your side, like that's their little catchphrase. That's a tagline. Hi, how are you? Islam, how are you? Good to see you. So that's their tagline, and it sticks in your brain. So that's one of the reasons that I do recommend having a tagline, because it's memorable. I also recommend having it because it helps to further what your brand is about or what you stand for. So a perfect example of this is Ella Bell. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this brand called Ella Bell, but they're a women's athletic wear company. And their tagline is course, court, and beyond. And I love that tagline because it tells you exactly where you should wear their products. They want you to wear them to the golf course, they want you to wear it to the tennis court, and then beyond that, meaning it's not just for golf or tennis, but you can actually wear this clothing to the gym or any athletic type of activity that you're doing, right? Without that tagline, the name and the logo itself, Ella Bell, doesn't really tell me much. I have no idea what the company is about. They could be makeup, they could be hair products, no clue. But with that tagline, it really shows you what they're all about, what their product or service is, and that's why taglines can really help your business. So I recommend having a tagline. I have a tagline for my business, for Fashion Angel Warrior. It's turning your passion for fashion into a reality. That's my goal, that's my vision, that's why I created my business, to help all of you turn your passion for fashion into reality. Other companies have taglines. UPS used to have a tagline called "What Can Brown Do For You?" and that was their tagline. And again, it helps you remember in your brain that, oh yeah, brown, and you associate it with UPS, and every time you see the color brown, you'll think of them, right? And that's what they're going after. So taglines can really help to show the personality of your brand, can really help to get your messaging across. It can help to tell people exactly what you're selling and the function of what you're selling, and it really helps to sum up what your brand is about. So that's why I do like taglines. So thanks so much everyone for joining. Those of you who are just getting in, I'm Christine Daal, Fashion Angel Warrior, and we are doing our Q&A live. So if you have any questions, please type them in the comments. And we'll be doing these live calls every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram and on Facebook in the Fearless Fashionpreneur group. So if you're on Instagram, unfortunately this video will end at the end of this presentation. However, you can hop on over to the Fearless Fashionpreneur group in Facebook, join the group, and you can watch the videos whenever you'd like. So okay, so our next question comes from Tyra. So Tyra is actually part of my Fashion Startup Intensive Mastermind group, and she asked this question. I thought it was really pertinent, so I wanted to make sure to answer it on one of our Facebook Lives. So she asks, do you have any tips on how to find direct competitors? It's been much easier to find indirect competitors and big companies that I would compete with, but I'm having a hard time discovering brands who are just starting out like me. So this is a really good question. So first let me go back for a minute and talk about direct and indirect competitors. So when you're just starting out a fashion line, you definitely want to find out who your direct competitors are, and it's good to look at your indirect competitors as well. So I have kind of a 6 criteria checklist that I use to determine who is really a direct competitor, right? So in order to be a direct competitor, you have to match everything on this list. So number 1, the same look and feel. So they have the same aesthetic as you, the same feeling as you, the styles look similar, that sort of thing, right? Number 2, the same fabrics as you. That's really important. Number 3, they have the same styles or they're in the same category. So if you're doing swimwear, they're doing swimwear. If you're doing athletic wear, they're doing athletic wear, right? If you're making dresses, they're making dresses. So you want to be in the same kind of category, the same type of styles that they're making. Also, you want to share the same target customer. You want to be targeting the same person, the same demographics. That's really important. Number 5, obviously price point. You want to be in the same price point or price range at the very least. So you want to be on the same level. It's not, you know, Chanel and Forever 21, right? Those are not competitors of each other because they're on 2 totally different levels. And then the last part is the stage of the brand, meaning are they an emerging or new upcoming designer just like you? So that's really important when you're looking at your direct competitors. So a direct competitor would have all of those things. An indirect competitor would have maybe some of those, but they might be missing a couple. Or an indirect competitor might just be somebody that's so large, they're such a well-known, large, established brand that there's just no way you can possibly compete with them. So, for example, if you were doing an athletic wear line, Nike or Adidas would be an indirect competitor of yours, and a smaller brand like Melonade Athletics might be a direct competitor of yours, to give you an example. So that's really, really important when you're looking at your competitors. So to answer Tyra's question, how can you find your direct competitors? I love using Instagram for this. You can use Facebook as well, but Instagram is a lot better for doing this, and all you have to do is use hashtags. So for instance, if you are a swimwear designer, all you have to do is go onto Instagram and put hashtag swimwear designer, hashtag swimwear brand, or hashtag emerging swimwear brand, or upcoming swimwear brand, right? You get the idea. Women's swimwear brand, children's swimwear, whatever is specific to you, you want to search those hashtags and then find the brands that are similar to yours. And it takes a little while. You have to do some digging, of course, and you want to make sure that they are small emerging brands like you. You might find some that are larger brands, of course, but you can disregard those. You also might find some stores and boutiques when you're doing this, which don't discount that, because you can add those stores and boutiques to your boutique list, and we can target those later when we decide that we're ready to launch your line and ready to start approaching boutiques. So definitely add those stores or boutiques to your boutique list. But I always recommend my clients have at least 100 boutiques on your boutique list to start in the very beginning. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not. There's probably over 250,000 small boutiques in the United States alone. So 100 is really not that many. And you can also go to those boutiques' website. Maybe it's an online store only, or if it's a storefront, they usually have a website, and look at their brands that they carry and see if any of those brands are your competitors. So that's a really good way to find your direct competitors, by using Instagram and using hashtags. So hope that helps all of you. We have a question from Islam. I watched a part of your video about fabrics, but sadly not the full video. Okay, that's, sorry, not a question. Okay, hopefully you can watch the videos, Islam. Make sure you go over to the Fearless Fashionpreneur group on Facebook to rewatch any of the videos. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some hearts if you are liking these videos. Your thumbs up and your hearts are my oxygen and what keeps me going. I definitely don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. I love hearing from you guys, so definitely post all of that stuff for me. And don't forget to share the video as well so that we can get this out there to as many people as possible. Okay, great. So our next question comes from Crystal. And Crystal says, every time I have a sale, I get emails from customers saying, I just placed an order last night. Can I get the sale price? How should I handle this? So, okay, Crystal, number one, when you have a sale, you need to stick to the dates of the sale. Whenever the sale dates are, when it ends, it ends. There are no exceptions, there are no rules, there are no other excuses for this, okay? So whenever the sale ends, it ends. And the reason is because you don't want to diminish your value as a company and as a brand. You want to stick to whatever guidelines you've set up, whatever rules you've set up, and stick to that, and people will accommodate, okay? So my response to you would be, this is exactly what you need to say to those people. If they're emailing you saying, hey, I just bought something last night, can I get the sale price because I see you started a sale today? Just say to them, look, unfortunately the sale has ended or the promotion has ended. I'm sorry. Please be sure to follow us on whatever social media, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want them to follow you. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram and sign up for our newsletter so you don't miss the next sale. Here's a link to the newsletter. Click here to sign up. Something like that, okay? So you really, really want to kind of teach your customers and clients what it is you want them to do, right? So you want them to start paying more attention to you. You want them to turn on notifications on Instagram, on Facebook, so that your things pop up first in their feed and they're notified of all the sales. You also want them to sign up for your newsletter so that you have their email. So you kind of have to teach these customers and clients what it is you want them to do, right? And you have to be getting something in return. It's not just like, oh, here I'm giving you a sale. You're getting something in return. You're getting higher followers. You're getting increase in your email marketing. So this is what is going to really help you, okay? And it's also really important that you understand that they obviously saw enough value in your product to purchase it at the regular price. Otherwise, they would have not purchased it and they would have just said, oh, I'm going to wait for the next sale. So there's obviously enough value in your product at the current price, which is great. You might even have to raise your prices a little bit if you're getting too many of this happening. But at least you're not too high in your pricing that people aren't buying it and they're just waiting for a sale. So that's a good thing, Crystal. But of course, you want to make sure that you're not offering the sale when the sale is not going on. So just simply say to them, hey, look, I'm sorry, unfortunately, the promotion has ended, or unfortunately, these are the dates of the promotion. Previous sales are not included. You can also include this in your terms and conditions and privacy policy on your website, so you can always refer back to it as well. So if there are any questions, you can just say, please see our terms and conditions on our website. Put a link to it so that they have it. And that way you're not making exceptions for some people and doing things for some others, and you don't have to worry about people emailing you with this question. So I hope that helps a lot, Crystal. Okay, we have one question. What is the best fabric to make a dress? Islam. Okay, so that's a very general question, Islam. You're going to have to give me a little bit more information, the type of dress you're doing, what's the price point, who's the target market, that sort of thing. We might have to talk a little bit offline about that. Okay, so if you do have any questions, please type them in the comments below. You can also at any point in time, thanks for all the hearts, guys. I love it. Your hearts are amazing. It's what keeps me going. Don't forget to share this video. And I'm so loving all your hearts. Okay, so next question. Oh, and I'll just say one more thing. This is the whole point of call to actions. This is where CTAs came about, right? We're teaching people what to do. Sign up now. Click here to view this product, or click here to sign up for this webinar, right? So you're teaching people exactly what you want them to do. Buy now. Sign up now. You could put sign up, click here, or you could put click here to sign up now, right? So obviously the more you emphasize the time, meaning right now, don't hesitate, don't wait, the more likely someone's going to actually do it at that very time. It's crazy how all this subliminal marketing and subconscious stuff really plays with our psychology and actually works. So keep that in mind when you're posting things on social media and you're trying to get people to buy your products and things like that. Okay, our next question comes from Jen. So Jen asks, how can I raise capital for my fashion line? So those of you who know me know that I preach consistently that you need capital to start a fashion line, okay? It's not unheard of. There are some fashion brands out there. Vera Bradley is a good example that literally started with $500 and grew to be a multi-million-dollar brand, but it's not likely, and you'll definitely make it a lot harder on yourself if you don't have any capital. So please, please, please try to have at least $10,000 to $15,000 just to start, just to get your first 6 to 8 piece mini collection going. That way you can start to prepare to pitch to buyers, prepare to pitch to stores, and really prepare for your production, and then you can raise more funding for your production, which we'll talk about. But there's several ways that you can raise funding if you don't have enough capital. Let's talk about a couple of them. So one is investors, which I personally don't like using investors unless you absolutely have to. It does depend on your vision, what you see your company becoming, what kind of capital you already have. But the problem with investors is that you're giving away a portion of your business, right? You're giving up equity in your company in exchange for money. And to me, your company is your baby. And would you sell your baby? No. So to me, I don't want to give up any portion of my business if I don't have to. So try to keep that in mind and think about that when you're thinking about going that route of investors, right? And then there's other things you can do like bank loans, small business loans. You can apply for different grants. There's so many grants that go unnoticed and no one even takes advantage of them. So you can definitely take advantage of all these different grants, small business grants. Different companies like FedEx and Etsy have grants. Tory Burch has a grant foundation thing that she does. There's so many different grants. And then there's factoring. If you have been in business for a while and you can show that you've been making money, that sort of thing, factoring is a great way to go for the fashion industry. There's other lending opportunities, things like Kiva and On Deck and Cabbage. Those are some new ones that are just popping up that I would recommend looking into. There's also the VEDC, which is a small business nonprofit lender, which lends to primarily minority and women-based businesses. So that's a good option as well. And then my favorite option of all, the one I get super, super excited for, is crowdfunding. So you guys have heard of Kickstarter and Indiegogo and things like this. So that's crowdfunding. The idea is you're taking a crowd of people and they're all donating a small portion, and that small portion adds up to a large amount once you have a large crowd. And I don't know if you guys have seen the new male romper, the men's romper that's out right now. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. So this company, I think they're called like Ace Design or something, they literally launched a Kickstarter campaign 3 days ago. Their goal was $10,000. They're already at over $80,000. It's so ridiculous just for creating the male romper. I think they're calling it the romp him or something. It's so ridiculous. It's like these pastel colored, it's like a joke. Like I can't really see any guy wearing these except maybe gay guys. And it's really ridiculous and hilarious, and I'm sure that part of the reason they've gained $80,000 so far is because it's gotten so much publicity, and it is so ridiculous. But crowdfunding is definitely the way to go. It's amazing because you don't have to give up equity in your company, and you can raise a lot of money. It's very simple, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of planning and preparation. You pretty much have to plan about 9 months in advance before you plan to launch to have a successful campaign. And I actually teach how to do a successful crowdfunding campaign in one of my online courses, which I'm going to tell you guys about in a minute. So it's really exciting. It's also a really great way to get market feedback. So besides all the money that you can make from crowdfunding, it helps you to get really good market feedback. And even if you didn't need the money, which who doesn't need money, right? Even if you didn't need the money, the market research and the market feedback that you would get is priceless. People will tell you, oh, you should have made it 3 inches longer, or this sizing is too tight, or does this come in green, or how about a floral print, or all these different comments and things that you can then use to then make your line even better, or adjust it before you go to production, or even adjust your next line in the future. So it's really, really great for market research and market feedback. It's also really good for press, as you can see with this male romper ridiculousness. So anyway, if you haven't seen the male romper, I definitely suggest you check it out. It's ridiculous in my opinion. I would like to see an actual man, a man's man, wear the male romper. Okay, another question just came in. If I want to make my brand famous, what steps should I take to make my brand famous with simple options? Okay, that's a really long, in-depth question. I would recommend you take one of my online courses, because I go into depth about how to build a following and drive traffic to your e-commerce website and all of that great stuff. But we are going to talk about right now how to build a following for your crowdfunding campaign, because Mike asked a really good question. How do I build a crowd before I launch? Which is a really, really great question. So I wanted to discuss that. And part of these also answer your question, Islam, about how to make your brand famous, right? So number one, absolutely a must. You have to start an email list and do email marketing. Number one, absolute must. Email is still the number one way to market. It's still 40 times more effective than social media. Yes, 40 times more effective than social media. So if you're on Instagram all day and Facebook all day and you're not doing email, you are missing out. You need to be doing email marketing, okay? It's very, very important. So set up an email marketing campaign with MailChimp or Constant Contact. There's so many different things, ConvertKit, Aweber. There's so many different platforms you can use. And then start building your list. Even if there's just your friends and family on your list to start with that and build from there. And there's a lot of different ways that you can build your email list, and I actually teach that in a course of mine. We go over the 12 ways to build a massive email list, even if you have 0 to start. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below, and I can definitely send you the links for that. The second thing would be social media. So social media is definitely important, right up there with email marketing. And for crowdfunding especially, you're going to be sending out a lot of posts. You're going to be sending out a lot of notifications and things and updates. So you want to make sure that you have some kind of scheduling system down. And I prefer to use Hootsuite. There's all kinds of tools out there that you can use. I prefer Hootsuite. It's my app of choice, I guess you could say. There's all these different ones like CoSchedule and Buffer. I love Hootsuite. There is a free version of it that you can use. So the free version is great. You can still do a lot of things without having to pay. Basically, the idea is you link all your social media accounts, and you can post to all of your accounts at the same time, and you can schedule your posts for the future. So I will, for instance, sit down on a Sunday night and schedule my posts for the entire week. You can even schedule them for the entire month. I probably wouldn't go past a month because things probably will change a little bit. You might not even want to go past a week, but it's a really great tool and it saves you a ton of time. So if you're looking to build a massive crowd before you launch your crowdfunding campaign, you definitely want to get your social media going. You want to make sure that you have all the same handles on all your social media accounts so it's not confusing for your customers to find you on social media. So that's one of my most biggest pet peeves, and I hate the fact that I'm Fashion Angel Warrior on Instagram and Facebook, and then I'm Fashion Warrior 1 on Twitter because for some reason somebody has Fashion Angel Warrior. So don't do what I did. Don't make the mistake that I made. Make sure you check all the social media accounts ahead of time before you sign up to make sure that your handle will be the same on all of them. Then sign up for all of them at the same time. So that will help tremendously. And then on top of social media, you want to be blogging, right? So Google loves fresh new content. By having a blog that's constantly updated on your website, it's going to really help you get your site higher in Google. So when people are searching for you, your website will come up higher in the list. And then of course for crowdfunding, this is just a natural progression that people are going to be going to your website to read your blog. They're going to see your homepage, which hopefully has your crowdfunding campaign right there on the homepage. They're going to click over to the crowdfunding campaign and then most likely, hopefully, donate to the campaign. So that's going to help you build a huge crowd as well. So I definitely highly recommend blogging. Try to do once a week. If you can't, do once a month at the very, very least. And then, of course, go to events in person, network with people, build relationships. Whether it's in person or online, it's all about building relationships. Social media is about building relationships, building relationships, building relationships. I love it when you guys talk to me because I feel like I know you. I feel like I get to see who you are, even though I've only met you through Instagram or Facebook, right? So this is what it's all about. It's about building relationships, and you have to be authentic. People can smell you from a mile away if you're trying to just get something for yourself and you're trying to just take or sell them something, right? So you want to be authentic, and you want to come from the standpoint of how can I give? How can I add value to this person's life? And then hopefully they'll reciprocate, right? So whether you're going to in-person events, look for meetup groups that are hosting different events that maybe are geared around what you're doing with your crowdfunding campaign, and then attend those events and start meeting people and have little business cards that you can hand out saying, hey, this is when the crowdfunding campaign is going to launch, click here, or have a QR code that goes to your website so they can drop their email address so that you can start email marketing to them. So all of these things are going to definitely help you build your crowd before you start to crowdfund. Also, I mentioned LinkedIn groups, also Facebook groups. These are really good for building relationships as well. You definitely want to take advantage of those. And then you also want to take advantage of some amazing crowdfunding tools. So two that I absolutely 100% love are Prefundia and Thunderclap. So Prefundia is a website that's designed to look like a Kickstarter landing page, but it's actually not a Kickstarter page. And it allows you to create a pre-campaign that then people can sign up to be notified when the actual campaign launches. So people can't donate on the website, but they literally can sign up to be notified. So let's say if your website is not up and running yet, you don't have a landing page, or you really don't have anything on your website, you can use Prefundia as a landing page for your crowdfunding campaign so that you don't have to worry about getting your website all up and running. You can literally handle it yourself. You don't need to hire some web designer. It's not super techy. Trust me, if I can do it, you guys can do it. So definitely if you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, take advantage of Prefundia. And then also take advantage of Thunderclap. So the reason I absolutely love Thunderclap is because it allows people to sign up to then have the app auto post your campaign on whatever day you want, which normally is the first day of the campaign, to their social media pages. So normally day one of your campaign is the most important day. You want the most amount of people looking at your campaign and donating to your campaign on day one to get the ball rolling. So that's really, really important. Hey Jessica, how are you? Good to see you. So that's really important. So the great thing is that instead of telling people, hey, June 1st, make sure you go to my landing page, my crowdfunding campaign, and post it on social media, people are going to forget, people aren't going to do it. So with this thing, all they have to do is sign up and basically allow the app to auto post for them. So literally Thunderclap will go onto their page and post your campaign on their social media pages all on day one. So you don't have to worry about people that forgot or people that are sick that day or whatever else is going on in their daily lives. So it's absolutely amazing, and I definitely highly, highly recommend you take advantage of both Thunderclap and Prefundia. They're great tools to use. So that's all the questions that we have now for today. If you have any more questions, definitely be sure to post them using the hashtag #AskFashionAngelWarrior, AskFAW. You can post them at any time. Next week, we're going to be doing Facebook Live. We're going to be doing a topic, and I think the topic I'm going to do is, what does it take to be a fashion designer, to be a successful fashion designer? Whether you're having your own business or you have a job as a fashion designer. So we're going to talk about that next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on Facebook inside the Fearless Fashionpreneur group and on Instagram. And then the following Tuesday, I have a special guest for you guys. We're going to be doing a live interview with the owner and founder of Clutch Made, which is a handbag factory in New York City's Garment District. Laura is an amazing person. She has so much value and knowledge and experience to share with all of you. So we're going to be doing our first live interview chat with Laura Dotolo from Clutch Made, which is a handbag factory 2 weeks from today, Tuesday, May 30th. So stay tuned for that one. So the only other thing I wanted to tell you guys is, what did I want to tell you? Wednesday, May 31st, we will be doing a live crowdfunding online course. So I sell an online course all on crowdfunding. that teaches you exactly how to start a successful crowdfunding campaign. It's all online, it's all recorded, it's available at any time. However, if you want to take the live course and be able to answer and ask questions live and have them answered live, that will be happening Wednesday, May 31st from 8 to 9:30 p.m. So let me tell you a little bit about the course because it's absolutely amazing. So it's a 60-minute class, and in this class you'll learn exactly what you need to start a successful crowdfunding campaign. We'll talk about how to create irresistible rewards that will have those donations pouring in. We'll talk about how to properly plan your photo shoot, your video shoot, how to get a core team of people to actually help you and promote the campaign for you, which is really crucial. You cannot do it all on your own. How to promote the campaign so day one is a huge success, and how to continue raising money even after the campaign is over, and much, much more. You'll also get over 17 done-for-you cheat sheets, worksheets, templates, and scripts to guide you along the way. You'll be getting a blogger email template script so you know exactly how to approach bloggers. You'll be getting core crew templates and scripts on what you should be emailing your core crew to keep them excited and keep them helping you and promoting the campaign for you. You'll get a timeline calendar for exactly when you need to plan everything out. You'll get some guidelines on when you should launch, so definitely keep in mind when doing a crowdfunding campaign, your timing is everything. So the day of the week, the day of the month, even the month of the year is really, really important for when you launch a crowdfunding campaign. For instance, don't ever launch a crowdfunding campaign in December. Number one, everyone's thinking about holiday shopping. They are not thinking about donating to your campaign. And number two, you most likely will incur all of your expenses in the following year, but you'll get all of your donations the year before, which is not good for tax purposes. So you really want your donations and your expenses to all occur in the same year so you can take advantage of that with your taxes. And you can speak to an accountant about that if you want more information. So we're going to be giving you all of that and more inside the crowdfunding class. Like I said, it's going to take place on Wednesday, May 31st, 8 to 9:30. It's a total value of over $200, and right now it's on sale for only $89, and that price ends at the end of the month. So if you're interested, just comment below. I'll put the links. If you're on Instagram, again, unfortunately this video will end at the end of this presentation. However, you can watch the recaps over on the Facebook group, Fearless Fashionpreneur. So join the group so you don't miss any of these videos going forward. All right, guys, so I will see you next time, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Facebook and Instagram. Take care, everyone. Good seeing you. Bye-bye.